searching for hope in the dead of night. No more hiding, no more shame. Face the fire, call the name. Lessons learned, stories told. Rise again from the ashes cold. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Stand side by side, hand in hand. Shadows whisper, demons call, but we refuse to lose it all. Every fall, every tear, built the strength that brought us here. We are warriors, we are fire. Turn the hurt into desire. Not alone, never lost. One more chance, no matter the cost. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand.
Ooh, my buttons are a little slow today. All right. Every time on that intro, every time I just get so pumped up. I don't know if you saw me down in the corner there, but man, that intro, man, really thanks a lot to Josh for making that through his program and AI and whatever he did. So hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday Talk presented by Save 22 Veterans. I am John Moser, aka Flyboy, and I am so pumped that you are here with us today. Tuesday Talk is about real conversations, real people, and real support. So jump in, hang on, and let's make our time count. Remember that you are not alone. You're part of this community, and we're glad that you're here. All right, let's light them up. It's time for Tuesday Talk. Well, this weekend was really something. But I want to talk first and foremost about our friend James Alexander Shaffer, also known as Moto. 1 year ago today, we got the word that he had succumbed to Damian. Damian won that battle, and it hit everybody really, really hard, right? I'm proud and I'm honored that Save 22 was there for so many during that time. I cannot begin to describe to you how many people reached out, how many people we connected with, how many lives were affected and changed. I only wish that Moto could have seen it, right? So I'm really proud of his mom, Laura, his sister, Kate, the strength that they have shown over the last year by being able to share their story and share what James meant to them. Alex, Moto, whatever anybody called him, right? I know there's hearts that are heavy today because of what the day represents for so many. But I will challenge you to look back and be proud of yourself for how far that you have come since that day, what that day showed you, what the following days showed you, how much he was loved, how greatly he will be missed. And I need you to turn that to yourself, right? Turn that to yourself and say, there are people in this world that I have connected with that I will never know the impact that I had. Um, and take some solace in that, right? Like, be grateful for that. Um, you're never going to know the absence or the hole that your absence would leave. You just don't. And I challenge you to try and find it. Find that niche, man. Find that path. Find where you belong. Find that community, that tribe, that team. None of us go through this life alone. None of us, not at all. Um, yeah. So just take a minute. Remember Alex, Moto, Shafe, James, whatever you called him, um, and say thanks for being part of my life. Thanks for being part of my story. I might not like the way your story ended, but I'm going to keep your story going, right? So, um, much love, respect, big ass hugs to the Shaffer family and what they're going through today. The Leatherneck Nation, they're mourning their brother as well. The Marine Corps, the Army Guard, they all had an impact with James, right? James had an impact on all those people, and he was a giant among men, for real, and we definitely miss him. So, with that, we're going to talk about other days of the year, right, or other things that have happened on those days in my life, my story. Um, I guess we could start with this weekend, right? So this weekend, or this week, this show, I want to talk about presents. I'm gonna let you know first of all because I got to get this off my head. Today is grandbaby due date, and grandbaby's not coming out. Grandbaby is stubborn as hell and not wanting to get out of that nice little womb that my daughter has created for her, and she's being pretty stubborn right now. So um, we were kind of excited. We thought we had some activity over the weekend. It didn't happen. She just left the doctor's office and texted us and said, yeah, not today, not for a while. We're going to wait a week. So we have a whole nother week to wait for little Marley. She might surprise us and come at any time, but just another reminder that we don't control a lot, right? This is going to be on God's terms, on Marley's terms. She's going to come when she's ready. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. So that might be happening shortly in the next few days. If not, hey, it'll happen when it happens. So I had to get that out of there. I had to talk about that real quick. Otherwise, it was going to be in my head and I was not going to be able to get through this show today. So, all right. So let's talk about this weekend. I did make a little script. I got a couple notes. I want to get through it. I welcome you all to join us in the conversations. If you'd like to join on the show, those of you that have my number, please text me. I'll send you the link. If you're over here in the chats, comment, say, yeah, you want to hop on. If you have a comment, please comment, right? A lot of things are going on in a lot of people's lives. I want to highlight the fact that the USA men's team and the USA women's team, both hockey teams, both won gold this weekend. And listening to those interviews, I didn't hear one person say I, right? They all talked about team. They all talked about relying on their partners, their teammates, how much it meant to see the other team win, how much it meant for the men to watch the women win, how much it meant for the women to watch the men win, how they all got through it together, right? The first person that Jack Hughes thought of was Megan, who scored the goal for the women's team. All this selflessness, right? It's not about them. It's about a team. It's about America. It's about the United States. And I think once we realize that art is art and nobody's going to do anything about it, and we can just own it and move on and rise up, right? The Johnny Gaudreau tribute was incredible, right? Very fitting. It's a family, it's a team, and you have to have those people in your life. You're not going to get through this life alone, right? You're not. And I think that's what Save 22 offers. When Save 22 comes out into an event, somebody sees that they're a veteran, that they might have some issues, and they start asking questions or something pops up. And the next thing you know, we're sharing a moment. And those moments can be hard. Those moments can be rewarding. They can be joyous. They can be sad. We always walk away knowing that there's somebody else there that shares that pain and understands what we're going through. So that's kind of what this weekend was for me. I'd kind of like to share that with you guys today. Josh. So the least likely 2540 right there, if you're watching on the tube. Josh, I met him a year ago, Josh, I think. And he wanted to hear my story for his podcast. And the way it happened was happenstance. Again, guys, if you don't listen for the whispers, you will only hear the screams. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the whispers that have been apparent in my life, but I had to get through them to understand that they were whispers, right? So, a couple things right off the bat. February 22nd, 3rd, and 4th, those are pretty impactful days in my life and my daughter's life, Tiffany. Many of you know that Tiffany is in the Air Force. She is adopted, and it was a challenge raising another man's child, right? Especially one who chose to not be involved. So a lot of questions arose. I relied heavily on my dear friend Charisse. If Charisse is listening, I love you. Thank you for helping me all the time. Thank you for the call this weekend. You know, I struggled with raising another man's child, number one, but number two was what was she going through at the time, right? I think at the time she would have been, boy, Trish, if you're listening, help me out. 15, 16, 18. I don't remember how old she was when that happened. That this incident happened, right? Um, but you're questioning all kinds of things growing up, right? Is she mad because I'm not her dad? Does she have the and she had the comments, right? She had the comments. You can't tell me what to do. Um, she had a lot of questions. Why didn't he like me, right? Why did he run away? All things pertaining to her, right? And that's completely natural, completely normal. You're a child. You've never been through these things before. Why didn't my own dad not want me, right? Um, am I good enough? Is there something wrong with me? What did I do to cause him to run away? There's all these things going on. And um, I want to, it's not about the events themselves, right? It's more about what the events reveal, right? What the events show you, what you've gone through can show you a lot of things, right? So this is the perspective shift, I guess you'd say. So it wasn't anything real big. It really wasn't. That kind of helped her shift her focus. It was her calling down to the hospital where her, I call him sperm donor, um, was. He was at the end of his life. He was struggling to survive, plain and simple. He was infected with sepsis, I believe it was. And throughout the past couple years before the story, Tiffany had been given a phone number and a connection and had tried to make contact. It wasn't working. Didn't turn out to what she had hoped it would be, right? Some things were revealed to her, and that's her story. So we'll keep on that. We're telling my part of her story. So Trisha says she was 18. So all right. So she had been in high school. She had started college. She was out on her own. A lot of emotions going through her, right? We talked about those real quick, and she decided she was going to make a phone call to the hospital where he was staying, where he was being treated, and she wanted to just talk to him before he passed. When she got put on hold, the song "You'll Be in My Heart," is that right? Phil Collins from Tarzan movie back in the day happened to be on the phone. That was the hold music that she was given to, and she hung up the phone. She realized she didn't need to talk to him. And the reason that moment was so impactful for her is that's the song that her and I danced to at our wedding, Trish and I's wedding, where I promised to be there. She realized her dad was at home. There was nothing that this man could ever have provided for her, ever have done for her, other than the best thing he did, which was leave her to me, to us, to me and Trish. Those moments are powerful moments for her, for me, understanding that it wasn't about what I could do, it was about just being there, right? Making that commitment, that dedication, promising her to always be there. And I did. And that was her whisper, right? That was a whisper to her to say, you're looking for something you don't need to go looking for. You have everything you need right here. I think there's a lot of those moments in a lot of people's lives who just aren't willing to see them, right? We keep battling, trying to stay where we are and prove that we're right. She realized she didn't need anything. She had everything that she needed. There was nothing that she could gain from talking to him. And what an incredible moment for her, right? And I'm so proud of her now. I'm so proud of her then. She's gone on and done some amazing things, and she will continue to do some amazing things. And I'm proud to be called her dad. So that's one, right? That's the one moment that happened over the 23rd, 24th weekend, along with Moto. So that was probably 2013, 2014, I think, 2013, when that one happened. Moto was obviously last year. My time at the Daytona 500 Fulfilling Dreams has been around this time every year, right? And then this weekend happened, and it's still pretty hard for me to talk about for this weekend right now. I haven't fully processed it, so I wrote some stuff down, and I'm going to try to get through it. It'll take about 2 minutes. So if you bear with me, I want to talk about the power of presence. Whoopsie, wrong button. So the power of presence, right? So here we go. Presence changes lives, often without us realizing it in the moment. This weekend at the Save 22 day at Lockport Brewery, there was a man walked in, standing off to the side, and I could just tell that there was something about him, something off. He was carrying something incredibly heavy. And we talk about this quite a bit at our Save 22 events, where we can sense someone needs to talk. And it happened this weekend. This man was a Marine, is a Marine, non-deployed. He served from 1994 to 1996, no combat experience. And he carried the resentment of that not being in combat, right? Not a real Marine. And that's a horrible thing to try to carry, right? But he was carrying something much heavier. His son had died by suicide at the age of 19. Some men carry their pain quietly. If you're paying attention, you can see it. And after about 40 minutes, he finally walked over and said, "Why don't you tell me about this?" I started off with what Save 22 was, why I did it, and you could see his body posture change. And what followed wasn't advice or fixing. It was just a space to unload a burden that he had carried for years. He released a lot of things that day, that moment, just by being there. At the end of the event, I introduced him to another man who had also lost a son. And what I saw was two fathers, very similar experiences, sharing a grief, sharing an understanding, without spotlight, with out a Facebook post without a camera. It was just two guys sharing a burden of their story. It was a connection. Later on that night, when I got home, the emotions came for me, um, not from pain, but from gratitude. Gratitude for being there. And then a question came up: why me? Not as a guilt, um, not as a pity party, but as a responsibility. Because sometimes presence isn't about having the right words, it's about being willing to stand with someone while they carry what's heavy. This weekend reminded me of something simple yet demanding. Being present doesn't ask us to be perfect, it just asks us to be available. Lives don't change because we fix things, they change because someone chooses to stay. Because presence is what changes lives. So just be present in the moment. And that takes practice, that takes effort, that takes being uncomfortable, that takes doing something you didn't think you wanted to do. This weekend has been incredible. This morning, I got a phone call from my buddy Joe, and Joe is battling right now because, like me, this couple weeks in February is tough. He's lost a few people at this time. His little sisters, twin sisters, are it's their birthday. Um, Moto was at this time, and then last night he received a phone call that one of his brothers that he served with, um, who's now a cop in Missouri, I believe it is, was killed in a traffic stop last night. We don't have the answers. We don't. We just have ourselves and those that we count on to be with us through these times. I'm very humbled that this is where my story has brought me. I'm not anybody special. I'm a guy who's been through some shit, and I'm willing to talk about it and put myself out there. And because of that, things like Save 22 have come into my life. Save 22 has impacted so many. And the only thing that we tend to see are the ones that we don't impact, because that's who we are as human beings. Don't fight it, right? Accept it. Accept that you have value in this world, even though you might not see it. Somebody counts on you. Somebody relies on you. And it's okay to tell them you don't have the answer. It really, really is. I think they will respect you more when you tell them you don't know, I got to have lunch with Dave this weekend. Most of you know Dave. Dave is of the infamous, whatever it is, we'll get through this together comment, the moment. Um, I had a good time with Dave this weekend and we reminisced a little bit. And now Dave's going through some things and I was proud to be there with him. I was happy to be there with him. I want to hold him up and help him when he needs that help, right? Because that's what he did for me. Um, that's what Tom did for me when I went through my stuff and he spent 30 minutes a day talking to me for 5 days straight on his drive home, right? Um, that availability, that presence, that not having an answer, right? That's, if you look back now, you can see the things that Dave said. He never gave me an answer. He never told me what to do. He just said, "It's okay. I got you, man. We'll get through it together." Right? I got you. He shared his time, shared himself, drove an hour and a half to come here. This weekend was set up at the Save 22 day at Lockport simply as a low key event, is what Andrew and Lauren said. Look, we just want to do something on the 22nd. We want to raise awareness for you and the Iron Resistance Foundation with Kyle. Kyle's a local guy here as well who started a foundation that offers free, I think it's CrossFit training. I think that's the word for it, to veterans and first responders in the area. Really proud of him and all that he's going through, all that he's trying to build. Really excited for his future and the future of the Iron Resistance Foundation. But it was set up as being a low-key event. Hey, just be here, and if somebody needs to talk or make a donation, they will. And we received a couple donations, got to talk to a few people. The Undertaker came down, right, my man. I got to run into a high school buddy, acquaintance, Steve. That'll come out later, right? Perspective shift. Scott was there. If you guys know Scott hangs around a lot of our events. He's a big part of our golfing. Really proud of that man and all that he's been able to do since his incident, his struggle, his story. He can tell it. So it was set up to be low key with future events in the works. And I think what it did this weekend was we impacted a life. We changed a life. We changed someone's mind on how they look at their struggle. And I think that's what Save 22 does. That's just the sign, just the logo. Are you struggling? Let's talk. I think it's a great icebreaker. It's a great icebreaker. And I wish I knew which one of us came up with it. Because it's going to be around a long time. We have a lot going on. We have some big announcements coming in the next week or two that I don't think any of us could have seen coming. I mean, we had a vision, we had an idea. We wanted to take this farther, and people have come in for a bit and they've left and they come back, and new people have come in and left, and it's a challenge. It's a 11-year battle now, right? This is the 11th year, and it can weigh on you. It can be a heavy load sometimes, and you got to let that emotion out. I had a line here. I got to find that line real quick. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Oh yeah. New glasses coming, so I won't have to be doing this anymore. I'll be here another week or so. All right. Well, I don't know what that line is. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to ask you all now to, what are some of the perspective shift moments in your life? What were some of the things that you can look back on now and go, because that happened, this is now how I think and how I approach things? What are some of those deals, right? A lot of us struggle with just being a dad, with just being a husband, with all the things that come with that, the responsibilities, the pressure that you create in your own mind. Um, and we want it to be perfect. And I don't think you're ever going to live up to that in your own head, right? I don't think, I think the way that we do, the way that the human being works, the way that the mind works is it's very difficult to see the truth, right? Because what we're doing is going to an extreme, either the extreme happiness or the extreme sadness. That's kind of where my experiences have been. And I've had to learn that it's okay to just enjoy it, right? It's okay to just be there, to just take in the moment. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be anything for anybody except the people inside this house. This house right here. This is where I make my bread and my butter, right here. Charles is saying, much respect in you raising someone else's child. My wife and I have raised 6 kids that were not biologically ours. It can be a difficult thing, but it was for the greater good. Yeah, absolutely. Right. We have to look at our experiences as we're on a rock floating through space. Probably shouldn't even be here. It's a miracle that we're even here. And we're worried what Sally said on Facebook about us. How dare she? Right? We're worried about someone not showing up to one of our events, not calling and not showing up, not coming to dinner, not going out with us. We're worried about all these knots, what I don't have. Well, Mother Humper, what do you have? Right? Why don't you tell me what you do have? And if you can't see it, I'll tell you what you have. What you have for me, in my experience, is a roof over my head, a couple dollars in my bank account, 3 kids, a wife, 2 dogs, and a cat. That's what I have. A loving household. A household that doesn't expect me to be perfect. I expect me to be perfect. They just expect me to be present. Just be here and be myself, right? Go to the barn and make my wood projects that they're going to laugh about, and that's okay because I like them, right? Do me. What do I like to do to get the best for me, right? We have to do those things. But in order to do that, in order to be present for them, I have to be present for myself. So what does that look like? Well, you guys have heard it a ton of times on the Tuesday talk. You've heard me talk out at events. You've seen me on the street. You know, uh, I I'm me. Um, I'm 54, gonna be 55. I'm fully retired due to medical injuries. I have a home and, like I said, 2 dogs. That's what I do. That's who I am. It's not what I am, right? I'm not disabled. That's a title, right? That's a box that they put you in to keep you controllable, right? Well, I have other avenues, right? I have other things that I can do. I might not be able to climb a tower, work on a race car for 12 hours a day. I can't go out and build a deck, cut lumber for hours at a time anymore, right? I know what I can and can't do anymore. And some days it's hard. Some days I want to do things that it's just not physically happening. It's not mentally happening. I'm just not there for it. And that's okay. I think we all go through these things, you know. Again, a perspective change. Charles is talking about it right here. He had 3 biological kids before we adopted the others, and being raised an only child. Oh boy, whoa! I can't wait to have you on the show, Charles. Your perspective shift from a household growing up, your environment growing up as the only child, the focal point, right? The attention getter, whether it was good or bad. I don't know your story, and we don't have to get into that right now, but the attention of only one child. And then for you to raise 3 of your own and then raise 6 more non biological children, that's talk about a perspective shift. Um, I'd really love to hear that one. Like, how did that go for you? You know, um, we have about a 15 to 30-second delay here between the recording and the showing on the tube. So I want to give Charles a couple seconds to respond to that. But, um, thank you for joining into the conversation, Charles. It's always good when people chime in and make comments. I didn't really know how I was going to do this show today, as far as format, right? Like, I wanted to talk about our new website. I wanted to talk about the motorsports program. I wanted to give some insight on Moto and show him some respect to him and his family. It was kind of all in a clutter this morning, and then it all just kind of works out, right? It changed his mind forever, but he didn't know that until I became a father and a husband. The lack of presence of my parents changed me forever. Yeah, you were looking for something from them that they weren't able to provide. I've talked about it before in my own experiences that I had a lot of resentment against my parents because they couldn't give me the love in the way that I felt I needed the love, right? I didn't see it, I didn't feel it, I didn't experience it. It doesn't mean that it wasn't there. It means that my needs, my emotional needs weren't met, right? And I know that sounds weird and whatever, but my kids now, my adult children, have changed my perception, my own perspective of that, right? That I'm not what I was raised in. I provided an environment so much different than my own home environment than when I was growing up. And I think that's the goal, right? We want to break that cycle, break that chain, family curse, whatever it is that you want to talk about. Just because they were that way doesn't mean I have to be that way. And I don't think I am, right? I mean, I have a lot of qualities of my mother and a lot of qualities of my father, but that's who raised me, right? That's who I got my influences from. So let's talk about that perspective shift real quick. I told you I ran into a high school buddy from 35 plus years ago, whatever it was. And he said something that kind of hit me. I was a little guy in high school. I was about 4'11", 98 pounds for the first 2 years of high school. I was really little, man, really little. And my perspective in high school was that, my dog. All right, hang on a minute. Julia's trying to FaceTime you right now, so we're going to do this real quick. Hey, I am doing Tuesday talk. Okay, it's all right. You were part of the conversation. Is everything all right? All right. It's okay. We're live on the tube talking to my kid. Woohoo! There she is. So, all right, honey. I'll call you when I'm done. All right, bye. Yeah, can't really not answer that one today, right? Like, I got to answer that phone call. So, we got to talk about perspective shifts. So, thank you for today and what you do. Laura and I are here watching you today. Oh. Wasn't expecting that. And that's okay, right? That's okay. I'm allowed to be emotional. I don't have to get mad at myself for being emotional. I do this for them, right? This isn't for me. This is my therapy. This is my calling. This is what I was meant to do. And we at Save 22 do what we do for people like that, James and Laura. I think I said James. That's not right. For Alex's parents, right? We do it for them. We do it for the family of Mike Bynum. We do it for the family of Curtis and John and all of them that we've lost. We do it for them. And sometimes it's not easy. But that's why we do it, because we like the hard, right? I embrace the hard. Because we at Save 22 say, if you're struggling, let's talk. We have to talk about it, right? We cannot be just a logo. We cannot be just a saying. We cannot be just a phrase. If we are going to talk about it, we are going to be about it. And that is what this organization has shown me, that we have to be true to ourselves first, ask for help when we need it, and be there for others when they need us. And what an absolutely rewarding gig I have now, right? I'm going to turn this into a positive. What a rewarding gig I have right now. To be able to share this human experience that can be so tough sometimes. It can bring you to your knees. And I will tell you that when you are on your knees, you better look up and say, thank you for this experience. They're not going to be easy. It's not. And if you expect it to be easy, I feel sorry for you. I feel for you. You have got to accept. You got to accept challenges. You got to go be uncomfortable. You got to admit that you don't know something. You've got to admit that there's something to learn. Um, the perspective shift. I want to go back to that real quick. Thank you for being here, Schaffers. Thank you very much. Thank you for what you do. Laura is very involved with other 22 a day nonprofits around the area. She shared her story. She walks with pride. She holds her head up, and she lets people know when she's feeling down. And that's what it's about, right? You have to be willing to say there's some things that just have to come out, and sometimes it's in the form of tears, right? I had a line about uncontained emotion, and I lost it, but it was really good, and hopefully I'll remember it someday, and get it back to you. Um, Releasing emotions is not the problem, right? Uncontained emotions is the problem, right? If I can't control them, if I don't have an outlet for it, they're going to come out in another way. How are they going to come out? Well, they can come out as anger. They can come out as isolation. They can come out as depression, all those things. So let those emotions out. Be happy, be sad, be angry, be upset, but give it 5 minutes, give it 10 minutes, right? But know that you've made it through it. You've processed it. You're done. I have no idea what the Schaffers and Katie and all those are going through. It hasn't affected my immediate family that way, right? I have other experiences, but I think that the emotions and the reactions are very similar, right? I hope I never have to endure the pain that those families go through. Brandy and Tim, what they're going through, Tim with his daughters, and having to see that every day, and you know, so many of us just hide it, just hide it. We think if we just put it down, it'll go away, and that's not the case. You're laying a foundation when you push it down, and it's a pretty hard foundation to crack, right? So I think you have to let those things out. You have to let people know that it hurts, that you're mad, that you're angry, that you're upset, and then at some point you're going to realize that there's just an acceptance that this is the life. I didn't choose it, but this is my life, and I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with it. Um, so yeah, again, thank you for being here today. I can't thank you enough. I'm sorry that this is how we had to meet, but I'm very grateful that this is how we've met, and I'm grateful to be a part of your story. Thank you for being part of mine. Um, yeah. So real quick on the Steve Pollock thing, back to high school. Um, I was 4 foot 11, 98 pounds. I distinctly remember trying to get the school nurse to put 5'0", 100 pounds on my records every year. And I was so excited when it said 5'3", 110. My driver's license is around here somewhere. 16 years old. I still kept it because I was so little. 5'3", 110. And my perspective, my perception of how my high school went was scared and afraid. Walking taking back hallways, uh, only going to my locker at certain times because certain people would be there if I went at other times. I didn't know how to confront things, right? I didn't know how to face things, so I ran. And then when it would be too much, I would break out with violence and start swinging and hitting. Um, Not often, once a year maybe, getting in a fight. But Steve had a perspective that I didn't realize, and it helped me see my high school through somebody else's eyes, if that makes sense. And Steve said that he and I were about the same size. He was a couple inches taller than me, but we were always down at the bottom, right? We didn't get picked for sports or activities, and we both had very few friends. And um, he said, I just tried to get through high school quietly. I just wanted to mold in, to mesh, and just get through it. I didn't want to be seen or heard or anything. And he said, but I remember you as being someone who who wanted to be seen. You wanted to be known. And I I kind of sat there for a second, like, man, you know what? You're right. I do want to be known. I I knew I had value. I knew I had worth. I just didn't know where to put it. And then the military happened, and I excelled. I think I excelled. I mean, E7, flight engineer, survival school, oldest guy to go through survival school that year at 39 years old, I think I was, or that class at least. Let's call it that class. I don't think I was the oldest that year, but that class. Um, Highest ranking enlisted guy to go through that class that time, right? Um, I excelled. I excelled. I loved it, and I think a lot of us do, right? When we're in there, we excel at it, and we miss it when we're out because we are that kind of person. So that little perspective shift from Steve this weekend really helped me take a different look at my childhood and know that I'm not that scared, afraid little individual anymore. I have taken steps to get out of that, and I did do it. So when you get down into those negative thoughts about yourself, typically it's because of things that happened way long ago when you had zero control, and now you do have a control, and that control is you can control how you see yourself in those situations. Um, I can choose to look back and go, man, I was a scared punk ass little kid, and all I wanted to do was fight so people would hear me and recognize me. And now here I am at 54, about to be a grandfather, been married for 25, 26 years coming up. I'm not that guy anymore, right? We aren't that guy anymore. We aren't those people anymore. Whatever you went through, whatever it was, it might have changed you, it might have shaped you, but it's not who you are, right? You can say you are who you are because of it, but it doesn't define you. It's not the only characteristic that you have. It's not who you are, right? Hold your head up, hold your shoulders back. I made it. I did it. And now I'm going to help you get through it. So how do we do it? Right? All of us go to school. All of us go to school for something. Throughout your life, throughout your job, throughout your career, you're constantly taking upgrade training or refresher training. You don't take CPR just once in your lifetime. You take it every year. And if you're a first responder, I think it's every 6 months, but you're constantly doing it, right? You're practicing it. You're getting better at it. So why would learning how to love yourself be any different? If you didn't love yourself to begin with, and now you're learning how to love yourself, yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take practice. It's going to take effort, uh, discipline, commitment, right? Um, yeah, and I believe in you. I believe in you. And why do I believe in you? Because I know I did it. So I know you can do it too. So find that buddy, find that person, find that teacher, that mentor to teach you what you want to know. but you got to do the work. We're going to jump back over here to the Schaffers. They say that Alex was awarded the Meritorious Service Medal last weekend by the Ohio Army National Guard. Yes, I had heard. No, I wasn't able to make it. I think that was Saturday, right? We were kind of on the hook with Julia. She was having contractions. We didn't know what we were going to do. I didn't want to be somewhere and have to run out in a bad moment. As you heard earlier, clearly we're going to have to wait. Marley's not ready yet. So I think it's a well-deserved honor for Alex. I really wish he would have seen how much he meant to so many people. I really do. I know what he was going through, right? In his head. I just wish he would have reached out. Yeah. Hey, Mama Ann just jumped on. That's pretty cool. Mama Ann, hi, how are you? Speaking of Mama Ann, we have, let me see if I can pull this up. We have a comedy show this weekend, or no, next weekend, March 7th. I'm going to put it in the comments here. Hopefully they'll let me do that. So there's a link over in the comments to our Hilarity Heels Night of Comedy with Save 22 and Sad Team 6 this weekend, or March 7th. Sad Team 6 is a comedy crew that my buddy Chris Snyder has put together, and they go out and do comedy shows and ways to raise awareness, for veteran and first responder mental health and suicide awareness. And March 7th, right over there in the comments, I think it is, right over there in the comments, is a link to our show. It's in Massillon, Ohio at the Eagles Club. Mama Ann right there is POC over there at the Eagles Club for me, so much love to her. And what she's got going on for us over there. She's always such a huge advocate for Save 22 and the Leatherneck Nation. So her son is the president of the local Leatherneck Nation Mod Douche chapter there in Canton, Ohio. Big supporters, nonprofit of veterans and first responders. Yeah, so the Undertaker there, thanks for being part of my story. Brother, thank you for being part of mine, right? I think what so many of us don't see is the impact that we have on people, right? And I thank you for always sharing that with me and reminding me that I have value, right? We've said in the past, if you don't listen to the whispers, you'll only hear the screams. Well, the Undertaker right there, he's pretty good at whispering in my ear, and I appreciate him. So thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, so the Eventbrite details over there in the comments, and they're only showing up on YouTube from my screen here. So they're over there. We're going to do this show. It's at doors open at 5, dinner at 6, show at 7:30. Tickets are going to be stopped. We're going to stop the online dinner sales Saturday night at midnight. For $50, you get a dinner. I think there's one keg of draft beer that we're getting donated. Lockport, thank you, Lockport. Lockport's going to donate a keg of beer for us. That's really cool. Leatherneck Nation partnered up with us. They're bringing a table of 10, I believe it is. So really, really cool with that. 5 comedians, I believe, headlining is GW Nell, hosted by Ryan Rogers. What else? Chris Snyder's going to be there making an appearance, and they're going to do this thing called a roast raffle, I believe it was. And I don't know what the cost is. I think it's 10 or 12, 15, $20, something like that. You tip the comics and they'll roast whoever you want in the audience. And I think it's a 3 to 5 minute roast session. Really funny, really cool. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of them happening since we're partnering up with the Leathernecks there. Those Marines know how to party. Right. And good Lord, can they cut up? So it's going to be a good time. If you can join us, please do so. Over there in the comments on the YouTube is the link to the tickets. $50 gets you in. You can buy a table of 6 for $400, get you 2 bottles of wine. For the table, you get preferred seating at the tables, right? You get your own table. $500 will get you the 8-seat table. If you're looking to partner for the event, send me an email, shoot me a text. We can work that out for you as well. Again, big thank you to Leatherneck Nation for partnering up for this one. Going to be a great time. Thank you to Sad Team 6, Chris Snyder. Find him on the TikTok, Sad Team 6. That's right here. I'll let you look at that one right there. Find him on the TikTok, Sad Team 6. Sad Team Chris is his deal. Really funny dude, former first responder, been through his own demons, battles his own stuff, and uses humor. That's his coping mechanism. That's his tool, right? And he's very, very good at it. And really excited for that kind of an event this March 7th, right? So hopefully that's not Marley's birthday and I'll be able to attend. So Marley, hurry up and get here, please. Let's see what else we got here on my story flow notes. I think some key takeaways for today would be that meaning often comes from quiet, honest moments when nobody's watching, when there's not a Facebook post and Instagram, when there's not a TikTok on it, when it's just two people connecting in that moment over a shared experience. And I think that is what makes life beautiful. Whether it is a exciting event or a hard event, a trauma event, a tragic event, a sad event, we're all bonded by that event and the emotions of that event. And you'll always have somebody there with you. So try to remember that, right? If you're struggling with getting the words out, contact somebody who was there with you at that event and talk about it with them. So many times these guys come to me and they're like, I don't have anybody left to talk to. And through the course of our conversation, they're reminded of those that were there with them and that they weren't alone at that time and that other people had the same experience. It wasn't just them. And that gives them a little hope, right? That gives them a little, it's okay, man, right? Like there were other people there. It wasn't just me. Let's share that with each other, right? Let's get through this together. Yeah, so if you take anything from today, I guess I would invite you to sit with your own perspective shifts, right? Sit with your events and find the good in them, find the positives. It may have been a life change, right? A shift, a focus, a focal point, a reminder of what's truly important in this world for you, right? And strive for those things. Strive to make those things the best that you can. Yeah, I think with that, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for allowing me to bloviate, allowing me to share my experiences, my story, a little bit of it, share that of others. Thank you to the Shaffers for jumping on. They will never know how many times a day I think about them. And I'm very, very proud of them. They have taken their experiences and to the best of their abilities have shared it with others to kind of help mitigate the stigma, right? The VA came out last week. I think it was the VA came out last week with the new updated suicide statistics. And they say that they're down. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that, right? I'm going to take that. It's not a ploy to just run numbers and get more money for efforts. It's truly happening because I can see it happening. More and more are coming up to us at our events and saying, thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do. And then sharing a story with us. And that's what this life is about, right? That's what the motorsports program has done for us. It's taken us to veterans that enjoy motorsports. It's brought veterans to Save 22. That's what the mission was for. Be on the lookout for our hike May 2nd in Massillon, Ohio. Again, it's our 10th hike, our 11th year. We missed one due to the Rona thing. Um, so, I'm excited for that one. Tune in May 2nd for that Suicide Awareness Weekend uh, here in Ohio. If you want to get involved, email us. I'll put that up here real quick. Nope, I don't have it. I got this and I got this. So you can hit me up at Tuesday Talk at save22.vet. That'll email the show. Share some experiences with us, right? Tell me about your perspective shifts. Tell me about those moments and how they changed you for the good and what you're doing now to keep it going and take that message to others that you may encounter throughout your day and your travels. Hit us up on the new website, save22.vet. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Let me, we're going to add a scene real quick. I want to show you the new Save22 website. I want to show you a couple things. And the main reason I'm doing this is because I want y'all to see just how easy it is to sign up for our stuff. There's our new landing page for the website. There's our new landing page. Right across the top, you see, look, if you need help, 988, it's right there. You can text 838-255. Couple ways you can get immediate assistance. We have our community hub up here in the right-hand side. Oh, it doesn't show my mouse pointer. Okay, well, that's okay. We have our remembrance wall. All of these are victims of the suicide epidemic amongst first responders and veterans. You can visit our remembrance wall. What Save22 means: shield, assist, volunteer, and educate. That's how we got the Save22. Assist, volunteer, and educate. Our outreach vision, our vision is hope. With the hike every year, right? Our hike is the first Saturday in May, recognizes Veteran Suicide Awareness Day. Veterans, first responder, and local communities come together to bring awareness, offer support, and provide closure to those affected by suicide. Our vision of hope through outreach, right? Within our family, we stand as loyal brothers and sisters and confidants. When the struggle hits, we step in. Our programs are thoughtfully designed as small, informal group settings to provide a fun and safe space for veterans and first responders. As you saw this weekend with the Save22 Day at Lockport Brewery, one life changed all because of that. And it probably impacted multiples. And then events. Again, the Save22 event, the Save22 Day. If you or your organization are looking to bring Save22 to your establishment, where'd the clicker go? All right, I'll get to that in just a minute. Our impact: over 750 lives touched, 150 events hosted, over 5,000 volunteer hours. Here's our upcoming events, something that we are very proud of right now. We have 3 upcoming events. One of them, the Hilarity Heals, like I just talked about. The link is over in the comments. Our IHRA Nitro Outlaw Series with Lex June will be down at Dunn, North Carolina, formerly Galat Motorsports Park. It's now Dorana Dragway. And then Darlington, our NASCAR event. This one is actually full. We'll be taking 5 veterans to the track for the weekend down at Darlington, March 19th, 20th, 21st. I think it's 2020. Maybe it's 2021, 22. 2021, 22. 3 separate races. We were graciously partnered with NASCAR for this event. So thank you to NASCAR for their access to this event. So thank you very much. Hopefully a little special surprise in the pits for these guys that weekend. So we're still working on that. On our website, you can also share your story right here. Click right there, share your story. And then some of our partners, right? Ryan Roulette, what an awesome dude. Active duty Air Force guy. Races with his kid now in the quarter midgets, I believe they are. Mike Harmon Racing. Magnolia Motorsports Park. If you tuned in to the Tuesday talk a week or so ago, you would have heard all about that. Lex June Nitro Racing, there's our IHRA connection. Very proud of him and all he's done. He'll be running the number 1 plate for the IHRA this year in Outlaw Series. Let's jump back. We cannot skip over our friends at Carson Brown Motorsports. The things that they have done for us without us even asking are incredible. Absolutely incredible. We are very proud of those guys. Where else? What's the next one? With them, Pepperjack Kennels, ASA Stars Tour. Carson Brown is just doing so much for the awareness of Safe 22 and veteran outreach. Very, very grateful for those guys. And then we have my friend, Senior Chief Pat, over there at Goat Locker Racing. Goat Locker is our iRacing partner. So online racing, 7 nights a week. I don't even know how many series they run. It's crazy how many things that they're doing. All the people over there, geez, I can't even begin to name them right now. But they're really doing a lot with the outreach and veterans and mental health and support. We're really, really proud of that partnership right there. And then we now have an online merch store straight from our website. Very grateful to GBS Corporation to helping us with that. Really, really excited for the merch store this year. And then how you can support us. Well, you can donate right here, or I want to talk real quick about our community hub. So we're going to join the community hub right here, right in the middle. That's my community hub. Inside the community hub, you can do what's called a today's check-in, and it kind of links you up with feelings. I think there's 6 of them in there. Great, good, better, not so hot, need to talk to somebody, things like that. You can talk to an AI companion, right? You might just be struggling and not really want to talk to a human. You know, we got this AI thing right here that it's pretty good. It's scary how good that thing is, right? It really, really is scary how good it is. Over in our community hub, come on, mouse. Whoopsie. Right here on the side under volunteer. Volunteer with Safe 22. This is what I wanted to show you. So we'll go community hub, join the community hub, and then we'll click on volunteer. We have an application here for you to be a volunteer for Safe 22. And what this is going to do is 2 things. One, it's going to populate an email contact for us that we can now track our volunteers, right? It will also afford you the opportunity to directly volunteer for a specific event. We have availabilities. We have your areas of interest, right? What are your skills? Do you have a life skill, a life event that maybe qualifies? All right, so apparently our stream shut down real quick. So hopefully we came back on. We are back on. I am still showing some people watching. So sorry about that. Not really sure what happened, but what we were talking about was the application for Safe 22 and to be a volunteer. No, we don't ask that you have a specific experience or life skill or anything like that. We just ask that you're willing to be there, right? That you can make yourself available to be at our event. We don't know what they're looking like right now, especially in the motorsport side, but I can tell you that we have a schedule. I can tell you that we're building those events. I don't know how many volunteers will be needed for these events. If you're local to Canton, Ohio, Waynesburg, Carrollton, Sandy Valley, Akron, wherever you're at, Mansfield, Magnolia Motorsports Park will be host to several events this summer, typically on Thursday nights, probably some cruise-ins, probably some run what you brungs, stuff like that. If you have some ideas, you want to hold an event at Magnolia Motorsports Park, get in touch with me at jmoser at save22.vet or Tuesday Talk at save22.vet, and we can connect you with the Magnolia Motorsports Park, and we can hold an event, host your event right there, raising awareness of Save 22, your organization, and the motorsports program of Save 22. That's how you're going to volunteer, or that's how you can volunteer, I should say. And the other thing that you can do here is go straight to our events. Right across the top there, events. You can click on that button. You can search our events, and I think right down here, request event. So if you would like to have Save 22 at your event, please use this link on our website. We're going to need the event name, what type of an event it is. Is it a fundraiser, an awareness, a memorial, a conference, a fair, a festival, or other, right? What time you would like us there, what time the event would be over, or what time the event would start, what time the event would end, where you would want us to be, and what you're expecting out of Save 22 to be at this event. If you have graphics you'd like us to share through our socials, please upload them here, right? And then, of course, we need your contact name, number, and email address. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get it back to you. So that's one option for how to request Save 22 at your event. Those are really the two things I wanted to talk about, the community hub and our events page on the Save 22. So don't forget, sign up here at the community hub. Obviously, I'm already signed up. I'm already signed in. So go ahead. You see this streak thing right here, right? That is how many days I've checked in a row. So kind of an accountability issue. It's for you, right? This is as good as you let it be for you, right? So I'll invite you to join the community hub, volunteer, sign up, buy some gear. We'll go to the gear. So we're going to go to the store and show you the store real quick. Sharing this tab. New items are coming soon, obviously. So these are some of the things we have on there right now. Some people have been asking for Save 22 flags. So we do have a 3x5 flag now. This is a 2x3, 3x5 blue or 3x5 white right now. Our hats. There was a black and red trucker hat in here the other day. I was just, wow. I'm really excited about that black and red one. One thing about Save 22 this year is we are going to have a much more limited supply on site, right? At our events. We are going to push more people to the online store this year. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to push people towards the online store, so we'll have a QR code set up at our events. Hopefully everyone remembers to take them with them. And you'll be able to shop directly from the web store, direct ship straight to you. We're not involved in that, right? So really easy for us, really easy for you as well. The QR code will be there at the events. We will have some things on hand. Typically, it'll be the smaller stuff, a couple shirts, a couple hoodies, maybe if they're on hand. But yeah, we're going to push everybody over to the website now. Yeah, we're going to push everybody to the website. That's enough of that. All right. So what a day today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this with me. If you're struggling, reach out, find somebody. We were joined by the Schaffers today unexpectedly. So thank you to them for all that they're doing to raise the awareness and to honor their son, Alex, my buddy, Moto. Vader, if you're listening, bro, I love you. I know how hard this day is for you, so reach out, man. Reach out. Keep being you, right? Keep being you. You're a firecracker, brother, and I love having you around. So there's how you get a hold of us. 833-I-SAVE-22, www.save22.vet. Can't believe I'm still saying www. Jeez. How old am I? All right. So save22.vet, 833-I-SAVE-22. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can do that right there at the Tuesday Talk address. Love to hear from you. Yeah, give me some good stuff, some not so good stuff. Tell me how we can help you. What are you looking for? What are you struggling with? And hey, let's share your story, right? We've had Goat Locker on, we've had Lex on, we've shared their stories. We talked to Marine officers who share their story. We've talked to Army enlisted, Marine enlisted, Navy, right? I haven't had a Coast Guard on yet, no Coasties, and no Space Force. So yeah, we'd love to talk to those guys. And if your organization is raising awareness, if you're doing things for the mental health awareness of veterans and first responders, please reach out to us. We'd love to share your story. We at Save 22 have always said from the very beginning, from Hacker and Albert and Tom on the back porch, it doesn't matter whose name is on the front of the t-shirt. If you're helping veterans, we want to help you help them. So reach out to us. Have a great day. Maybe next time we'll have a granddaughter we can talk about. Don't forget about March 7th and the Eventbrite link over in the comments. Let's see what we got here in the comments. You're welcome, Senior Chief. My brother right there, Patrick Dravick. What a man. What a dude. Yeah, they're all talking about. Joanne is out in Arizona today wearing her Save 22 Let's Talk t-shirt out in Arizona. Thank you, Flyboy. Thank you, Joanne. Always great hearing from you. Enjoy your visit out there. I'm going to hang out here for just another minute. If anybody has any other comments, love to hear from you. Yeah, well, I think we were on for about an hour and 10, hour and 20. I'm okay with that. We're going to reach out and talk to my daughter and see what she has to say and how frustrated she is that Marley's not coming today. Yeah, I remember those days, right? So remember, folks, it's practice, not perfection, right? Admit you're having an issue. Talk to somebody, reach out, say something nice, give somebody a hug, smile. You never know what they're going through, and you never know whose life you might impact. So, see ya.
Voices echo, hearts laid bare. Battle scars we all still wear. Through the storm, through the fight, searching for hope in the dead of